Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Timing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
For this show to begin, because I can't wait to get Braylon Edwards' thoughts on the Micah Parsons trade.
Whoa, something happened with Micah Parsons?
Green Bay. Yes.
Whoa, Micah Parsons plays for the Green Bay Packers?
Were you living under a rock for a little bit of time? And we are going to get to that, and all your likes, all your comments in the chat. We want that all day long, like we always do, from 2 to 4 here on Woodward Sports. Honored and happy to be with Braylon Edwards and Kool-Aid. But I say this with a heavy heart, and I can be an emotional person. I know Braylon doesn't like to cry and stuff. I like good people.
Not about sports.
I like good people. I like working with good people. They inspire me. I need people who around me who are filled with life and want to enjoy life. And I haven't worked with him for a long time, but our good friend Ricky, it's his last day today, and I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him a lot.
Man. That's big.
I'm going to miss him because when he shows up, he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah. Always.
He's not bitching and moaning.
Never.
Even though he could.
Shut up.
Never. No, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Co-sign Johnson.
All he
back
does
there.
is come in. He gives you 5. He said, "How are you today?" He asks about your day first, but we're not going to have him after this, and I don't think the show will be as good without him.
Oh, don't say. I don't believe
honestly.
that. Don't say that.
Well, for a short period of time, there's something special. I don't know how people feel in the chat about it. Doesn't matter to me right now. I feel it's there's a camaraderie that I enjoy. Like people, COVID, we got to work from home. Everybody's working from home these days. They're doing radio shows from home for crying out loud.
All right,
I like being here because I get a chance to converse and talk with people.
Yeah.
Right. And you're one of the people I enjoy talking to. So I think it's going to take an adjustment. We'll get there. I'm confident of that because of the other two gentlemen part of the show. But it doesn't mean I can't miss you at the same time.
I appreciate that, man. And to that note, this was my first time ever being part of a show. Because doing radio, I've always done it by myself.
Yeah.
I had interns on and stuff like that, but I love it, man. This is
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, man, Ricky, you're one of the best people I know, too, bro. Like,
I appreciate that.
You've been here for some time, and what Shep picked up in just a short amount of time, we all knew. We were like, bro, Ricky he comes in, he does his job. He keeps it professional, and honestly, you set a standard, bro. And in this short time that we've been on the show together, I've realized we're just brothers from a different universe.
Yeah, no, 100%. I appreciate all the conversations we had, sports related and non-sports related.
I'll go last because I worked with you the longest here, man. Look, I definitely have built a bond with you and a friendship with you that I respect, that I appreciate. You know, when you came in, you know, saying initially, it was watching you initially come in with, you know, like the spirit on you.
Yeah.
And just a good person.
Yeah.
You know, good smile like Shep alluded to, and just good conversation, just respectful. You know, from there we were able to build, and I was able to kind of pick the guys that I wanted for this show.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that to toot my horn. I'm just saying I was blessed to be in the space to pick the guys that I want to, and you were one of the guys. We had already worked together.
Man,
I wanted to keep you.
it.
I like the morale. I like the spirit, and you'll always be a part of the show. Like you have an everlasting vibe that will be on the show that Shep will show to come through Kool-Aid and to come through myself as well. And always remember, when we went to the house and we talked about what this show was going to be, who was there, who was a part of it.
Yeah,
so
man.
tap in from time to time, but, man, you will always be a part of it, man. We wish you well in everything you do.
Yes.
This isn't goodbye.
Nah,
this is
definitely
see you,
not.
This is to see you later.
Yeah, I'm not moving or anything. Just to explain myself. So, you know, I've done the media game for 15 plus years now, and I have my show on 105 One to Bounce. The afternoon show is what I've always wanted, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy doing this, but I've just hit some financial roadblocks with me and my wife. Not to get too deep in it. We both lost our jobs while she was pregnant within a couple months of each other. So, you know, I've been having some financial struggles. So at this point in my life, I'm just taking some opportunities that are better for my family and put us in a different position financially. And this is just one of those things where this was more of a passion job. I'm just being real. So I just kind of have to do that. And
you're always
I hate
real.
that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the many things we love about you. And you got to take care of your family first and foremost. But as long as you understand that this is always an extended family for you.
100%.
Oh, and you're always welcome back no matter what, because this show is better with you. That's all I will say. All right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we'll enjoy this final day together, and super excited about that. We know that Micah Parsons is now in the division. They've talked about it on Woodward Sports all day long. You've heard it from other shows at the national level as well. Braylon first came in and said, what do you think? And I said, well, I don't think it's a big deal from the Lions standpoint. He's like, don't say that. Don't say it's not a big deal. I don't mean that it's not a big deal in football. I would argue in our lifetime, you guys are younger than I am, this might be the biggest trade in sports history. For me, it's Wayne Gretzky going from Edmonton to Los Angeles. That affected an entire country. Not one team, not one division, not one league. It affected an entire country, for crying out loud. So to me, that's the biggest trade of all time. What we witnessed earlier this year during the basketball season, watching Luka Doncic, also in Dallas, I might add, going to Los Angeles, might be as big, if not bigger, than what we were just talking about with Wayne Gretzky. This might be even bigger than Doncic because of the Cowboys brand. Now, granted, Doncic went to the Lakers. That's a big brand. But the Cowboys might be the most recognizable sports team in the United States of America, might be. And he's their best player, period. And for him to go to Green Bay, and Green Bay has a history of this. They've done it with Julius Peppers. They've done it with Reggie White. They've done it with the great Charles Woodson, right? They did it with Brett Favre, for crying out loud. I think it's a big, big deal. But I think from a Lions standpoint, there's no way the Lions were getting involved in this. The people who are out there suggesting Brad Holmes didn't do his job because he wasn't kicking the tires or making a phone call are not living in reality. You can't do it because of the money that it cost to get him here.
100%. You're talking about $47.5 million a year. That's not what the Lions had in terms of spending on one player, especially not on the opposite side of a guy that they're going to also have to spend about that much money, depending on what Aiden Hutchinson does this year. The people that are talking about why didn't the Lions acquire Micah Parsons, you're the individuals that don't know about football. You're not the individuals that we pander to, and it's no disrespect. I still love you as a fan. Listen to our show 2 to 4 weekly, but it's not foreseeable to have attained Micah Parsons, and that's not something that Brad Holmes should be held responsible for, or shots fired at Brad Holmes, or he's this, he's that. Micah Parsons getting traded in the 25th hour almost for 2 first-rounders, and what the contract was, it just wasn't what the Lions, one, needed to do, and it wasn't what they had in terms of how they built this thing out, how they built this thing up. There are some people that will be okay losing come next year, but you do a move like that, then there's more individuals that you will not be able to allow to sign. And now that window that you guys are talking about that's elongated because of how he's drafted, well, now it shortens because you got to get rid of those guys.
I think people would be less stressed in 2 different fronts. Had Brad Holmes addressed the defensive end position in the draft, and I'm not saying you draft by position, I always think you take best player available, that would have eased their concerns.
Yeah.
And had they gone out and already signed the guy you and I have talked about for a long time, whether it be Zadarius Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, or whomever, if they've upgraded that side of the defensive line, people probably wouldn't be freaking out as much as they are right now today.
Yeah, 100%, because they've been waiting. And like you said, Kool-Aid, you said yesterday, people have been waiting for another rush in for 2 years. They wanted this in 2 years ago. And then last year you got Marcus Davenport, and that's what you decided to do. But how Lions fans view it that are clamoring after a move like this or clamoring for Trey Hendrickson, who might be available next year, we'll keep in tune on that. You got a guy that gets injured. You got a guy in Marcus Davenport that gets injured to be the other guy to what Aiden was. You had opportunity to pay a guy at that time because Aiden wasn't getting paid. You paid a guy in Marcus Davenport. He gets injured in game 2 like everybody assumed he would and thought he would. Now he gets injured, and now you got to get Zadarius Smith halfway through the season. And now at the end of that season, you double back down on Marcus Davenport, who everybody saw get hurt in game 2, and everybody knows has a history of getting hurt, and everybody knows Brad Holmes has a history of dealing with guys that are injured. And then in the offseason, it's this dragged out thing with the rush in, the conversations, Brad Holmes at the podium. Is he trolling the fan base? Is he going to draft the rush in? Is he going to move in here and get Mike Green or one of those other guys coming out? And he doesn't. He gets Talik Williams, the defensive interior guy, and he stays away from it. And then he never talks about Zadarius Smith until 2 days ago. And now you're still floating out. So I think they're just frustrated with the rush in of that, in that situation where you could have done something a couple years ago and you double down on the guy that continues to get hurt.
Yeah, I think it's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah,
it's
it
an
is.
emotional reaction right away when people say Brad Holmes should have done this.
No.
This is, and I tweeted this out earlier. The salary cap is $278.2 million this year, okay? You have to look at percentages, and I don't care what anybody says. If you're a general manager, you have to look ahead. Jerry Jones didn't do that. Part of what Jerry Jones did improperly was when he signed Dak Prescott and when he signed CeeDee Lamb. Had he signed them earlier, then he would have had more maneuverability. Look at what Brad Holmes did with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look at what he did with Kirby Joseph and where the money goes from there. So when you take $278 million, how much percentage can you afford to give to one position? If a guy like Micah Parsons is making $47 million, that's roughly 19%. You know that Aiden Hutchinson is going to make somewhere in that neighborhood. It may not be exactly the $47 million, but somewhere in that neighborhood. You already have Jared Goff with $53 million. That's 19% of the cap. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown making $30 million. That's 11% of the cap. Penei Sewell makes $28 million. That is 10% of the cap. Kirby Joseph is making $21 million. That's 8.5% of the cap. There's about 6 or 7 guys that are making up close to 50% of the cap. And then when you get a guy $47 million, there's another 20. Where are you going to get the rest of the players? And on top of that, the guys that you love, the ones whose jersey you pay for, Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, and Aiden Hutchinson, which is their number 1 selling jersey, those guys are all going to get paid. So it's irresponsible and borderline ludicrous for you to think that the Lions were ever going to get in on something like this. Forget about, and by the way, I didn't bring up Aleem McNeil, okay? Aleem McNeil makes a lot of money too.
Shep.
I mean, he makes $24 million. That's 8.5%. And he's an important piece. It just doesn't add up. When you've got a salary cap, it doesn't work that way. You've got to think of it that way. It's financially irresponsible to have gone out and tried to get a guy like this.
Shep, you're crushing a lot of dreams right now. There's a lot of people out there who want the Lions in on every single one of these types of deals, brother.
Well, you've had your heart broken by a lot of good-looking girls.
Right? It is what it is. I don't even know we're wasting time trying to make this make sense to the individuals that it doesn't make sense to, because they're senseless. Like, at the end of the day, even though Mike is better than everyone you named on that list, and I will double down on that, he's not worth bringing in here and getting rid of a bunch of those players. Also, too, if you're bringing in Micah, that means you're getting rid of Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson is not playing for you next year, because if he's 47, Aiden Hutchinson have anything over 16 sacks, guess what? Aiden Hutchinson's 47 as well. Like, realistically, if Aiden gets to 17 and a half, congratulations.
Like Trey Hendrickson last year.
100% like Trey Hendrickson last year. That's how this number affects the Lions. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what matters. How does that 47 affect the Detroit Lions?
Yeah.
If Aiden Hutchinson gets 17 and a half, like Trey Hendrickson, guess what? He's getting the same.
Which he was on pace for last year.
100%.
Okay?
He's getting the same.
And if you were his agent, and you've been in those rooms, you know what those negotiations are like. If you were his agent, you'd be asking for the same thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%.
You have to.
Yeah, I would start there regardless of what Aiden has done. But I'm telling you, in terms of him doing it, he would get it. 17 and a half will guarantee him this. It's a year later, and everyone knows going into the season, who had the odds for Defensive Player of the Year? Who had the best odds?
He still does.
He's tied now, but yes, my apologies.
Yeah.
Yes. Who has the best odds?
Yeah.
It's the guy that's your left end right now. So it's telling you how the league values him. That's telling you how Vegas values. And I don't put a lot of stock in Vegas, but you should, because when they put something out there, they tend to be in the ballpark. They tend to be in the ballpark.
Did you think this is Green Bay's way of saying we're all in. Chips to the middle of the table. This is a year. If you want to use the stupid word window, go ahead. This is a year in which they feel like they can get it done.
This is the San Francisco 49ers acquiring Christian McCaffrey. This is essentially what it was.
Nice.
The 49ers went all in on that, and they knew, look, we have a damn good team. We have the defense we want. We got some key players on offense. We have a line. If we can just get that one special player, and they went out and got him, I feel like that's what Green Bay believes they are. Matt LaFleur's before this particular last 3 years, he's 13-3 3 times in a row. He did that with Aaron Rodgers. He knows to get the team. He knows how to win games in the regular season. He knows how to get home field advantage in the regular season. And now you add that offense. They love Tucker Kraft. They drafted the guy in Golden. See, we don't talk enough about Golden because it's like, oh, he's just another quick. No, he's not. Matthew Golden is going to be nice. And last
he's
time
going to be a problem, isn't he?
He is. Reed and Dubes. And I'm saying, and now you have Josh Jacobs that has, like, that offense is going to be good. I think Jordan Love will be better this year. And now they have a defense that has 2 Pro Bowlers on that.
X in the safety.
On that 100%. Well, on that defensive line.
Yeah.
On that front, they got 2 Pro Bowlers, Rashawn Gary and then Myles Garrett. And not Myles Garrett. Micah Parsons just as good. And then they also have Xavier McKinney. Like, this is a great situation for the Green Bay Packers. They're going all in because they know they're behind the Lions. Like, they were supremely behind the Lions. As good as that roster is, the Lions have owned the Green Bay Packers with the exception of one game.
6 out of the last 7 times.
They don't look the same when they play the Lions. They don't look comfortable. Jordan Love doesn't look the same. Matt LaFleur's, he always on the sideline. He looks tense. He's looking down, he's looking up, he's looking down, he's looking up.
Dude, it's a compliment to the Lions.
100%.
They know.
I love hearing this.
They know this is the team to beat. We've got to chase them. And they've got to go get something out.
Tables of time.
So this in itself should, as you're looking at the man right here, as Mystical said, this right here lets you know how the league feels about the Lions. Like, we come up here and talk about, well, this guy left and that guy left, and they can be this because of that. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to what you see. Pay attention in your eyes. The ones that know, which is the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, the Chicago Bears, they put their team in the best position this year not to deal with the rest of the league. The league starts with Ford Field, and this move was made because of Ford Field.
Folks, I would tell you this. This is before the preseason began. The man who owns the show, Braylon Edwards, admitted, I think Green Bay is the stiffest challenge and might be the best team in the division. He was going to wait and see based on the preseason, based on some of the young guys, and based on health. But he told me that before the preseason began. This obviously strengthens them.
Yeah.
They are now the favorite in the NFC North. You just talked about Vegas. Usually they're right. There's a reason they've got shiny things in their, when you first enter those places. Do you believe that Green Bay is justifiably the team to beat in the division?
No, because what you said was usually right. That doesn't mean they're always right. I disagree with that. I think this gave Green Bay a significant boost. I think this made Green Bay just as good in the long run. But currently as constructed, Detroit Lions are still the tops in the NFC North. I still like the chemistry, the congruency, how they built this thing out. And you're watching the moves, you're seeing the things. I think they're still a better team. It'll take Micah a second to get acclimated. Yes, he's a defensive end and C quarterback, hit quarterback. I get that concept. He'll be good in that in game 1, but it still takes a second to get into a team and dial into the chemistry and how they want to call plays and what's going on. So I'm not worried about game 1. Like, this is going to be still a great game, but I'm not worried about the Lions in terms of being now supplanted by the Green Bay Packers. It takes more than an amazing rush in. Now, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I'm excited for.
Not great against the run, by the way.
100%.
I don't want to be nitpicky here because it's really hard
Jerry
to play
Jones
at that
was.
level. Yeah, he was.
With Jerry Jones,
yeah,
and here we go.
He's also kind of a football idiot. But 91.5% is the grade for Micah Parsons against the pass.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. Against the run, he's mid-60.5%. Mid-60, so 64.5%. Yeah. So there's a steep drop-off in that regard. If Jerry Jones thinks he's going to fix it only with Kenny Clark, who's a good player, but he's not an impact player that Micah Parsons is.
Can we talk about that? What really happened?
Sure, go right ahead. Yeah,
I think what really happened.
Because I listen to a lot of Dallas people today, so I'd love to get your thoughts on it.
This is what I think what happened with the Micah Parsons situation. Jerry Jones always takes care of his. All the guys that he drafts that are his homegrown guys, he will take care of you. He has been through war with many a player. He has allowed many a player to break the law. He'll bend the law. He will bend the law for the players, other things. The documentary is right there for us. He's allowed many players to hold out, still pay those players. He's allowed a lot of players to say a lot of things in the media, still wrap the blanket of the Dallas Cowboys star around them. I think what happened with Jerry is he's a victim of what he allowed. He's allowed the players to run the show. He's allowed them to run the show since the 90s when he took over the team. He's allowed them to do whatever he want, always cover for them. He's allowed them to say what they want, and still, hey, these are our guys, these are our guys. Allowed them to hold out, still pay them, right? But along came an individual in an era where he has a microphone. He doesn't need Jerry Jones. He doesn't have to kiss the ring of Jerry Jones. Because everybody's called Micah Parsons his year one the greatest incarnation since Lawrence Taylor. And then he has a podcast which he can tell the people those same things. He could tell them how he feels about Jerry Jones. He could tell them how he feels about Mike McCartney. He can tell them how he feels about Brian Schottenheimer. He could tell them how he feels about Dak Prescott.
Right. He's got a
Ezekiel
platform.
Elliott.
He's got a really impressive platform.
Amazing platform. Colin Cowherd, they do their thing well. But he does that. He says that. And now he's become just as big as Jerry Jones,
right,
essentially. And that's not what you can have as an individual tolerating anything. You want the guys to come to you. You still want to be the top dog. And Micah Parsons didn't need Jerry Jones, and this is the first time it's ever happened, to be the top dog. Plus, he didn't play the game. Dak Prescott, what does he do well? One thing I give him credit for, he always says the right thing.
Yeah, he does.
I don't care what happens to Dak, what was his fault, he will always come to that podium, say the right thing.
Company dude.
Company 100. He's a company man that's worth $64 million, and I get it. CeeDee Lamb held out. CeeDee Lamb, he doesn't have a podcast. He's not up there talking about this guy.
He did request to be
guy.
traded, but yeah.
He requested to be traded, but everyone does. So that's not
okay.
That's not under the realm of what's the word I'm looking? I can't think. But Micah Parsons has put himself in a position to be above Jerry Jones. He put himself in a position to be above the Dallas Cowboys star. He's a star. Everyone knows.
And you think Jerry Jones got pissed off about that?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. To say that Micah Parsons shook your hand and you guys had an accord, and then he went to his podcast or he went wherever and he changed the accord and he reneged on his deal and then he wanted more money. Jerry, that's what a contract is. How many players have you had that have signed that contract? Let me put my John Hancock on it. And then come to you 3 years later and said, yeah, I've been looking at the stats and I've been seeing the All-Pros. And Zach Martin did it to you.
Yeah, right.
Everyone has done this.
Yeah.
And they've been rewarded with it. I think Micah has put himself in a situation that Jerry doesn't like. He's like, nah, you want to go be above the Dallas Cowboys star? You want to go and be above Jerry Jones? We'll help you do that. Because it's not like he put him in purgatory. He put him in a position to get $47 million.
I know, it's a great point. Yeah. There are so many different ways how to handle situations. And until you're in the situation, you don't know what you would do. But this is not the right way to handle business. You don't handle business like this in the public eye. But Cowboy writers that I've listened to today have said that Micah Parsons was one of those when he first came to the team out of Penn State. He was one of those guys who immediately recognized how valuable he was.
Yeah.
And he would be late for meetings, and he would fall asleep in meetings, and he would do things immaturely. But he has grown in that regard, including last year when he actually said before the last game, I don't need, his words, I don't need $40 million. I want to win with this team, okay? But things change, and I'm not talking about financially here. I'm talking about relationship-wise. You can have a great relationship with somebody when it starts. It doesn't take much to have it go sideways. That's why it's really important to communicate.
Yeah.
We've all been there, okay? That's why if you got a problem, just tell me. That way we can face it front on. The belief was that Jerry Jones and, to your point, Micah Parsons had a handshake deal.
Yeah.
You were going to make more money than any non-quarterback in the history of the league. Micah Parsons said, great, I need to bring my agent into this. So this is where I want your perspective as a player. And Jerry Jones says, why do you need to bring – he went to Stephen Jones and said, I'm ready to sign the deal. I want to bring my agent into this. Jerry Jones is like, wait a minute. If you bring your agent in, he's going to want to renegotiate. He's going to want to negotiate some different terms that we've already agreed upon.
Yeah.
And things went south that way. And then Jerry Jones started to go public with things.
Yeah.
And it's stupid to say he's going to have to play because we own him for another 5th year.
Yeah.
It's not the way you handle things, man. It just isn't.
At the end of the day, Jerry, look, I understand like that's how it used to be done. You know, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and Nate Newton and all the guys and Tony Romo and the list goes on. Dak Prescott. The reason why Dak Prescott acted like that because he was a 4th-round draft pick that didn't deserve $64 million. So he's very appreciative to Dallas. He's very appreciative of you. He would take anything you gave him, Jerry.
He was also the highest-paid quarterback at the time.
He still is.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. He still is the highest-paid quarterback.
How nuts is that?
5 wins to show for it, but. Like everyone, now I got excited. I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry about that.
No.
That blows your mind.
You're good, but everyone has done that. However, CeeDee Lamb included, and I love the numbers that CeeDee Lamb has put up. In the draft when he came out, I said CeeDee Lamb was a better receiver than Jerry Jeudy, who they tried to say was number 1 over him, or Calvin Ridley. I said it was CeeDee Lamb, 100%.
And you're right.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb isn't the number 1 receiver in the league. He's not the number 1 receiver in his position, especially when he was trying to get that deal. So he took what they were going to give him, which was buku cheese. Dak Prescott, the same thing, and everybody else that follows. Micah is in a different situation. It will be idiotic not to use your agent who you hire to negotiate deals. This is why you hire an agent. This is why I left my agent and went to CAA. You know why? Because CAA was big business. Yeah. So I knew they would give me a big contract. And that's what Micah's doing. Micah's legitimately doing what he's supposed to do. He's getting this guy in there. Jerry would have tried to work out, hey, we'll give you a bunch of car dealerships and some chicken spots on the back end and blah, blah, blah. I don't want that, Jerry. Yeah, right. I want my chips with dip. 911.
I want my chips
911. Like,
that's what's up. I love that.
Micah's a different player, and I think that's why he's had the issue. Like, Micah he's an Emmitt Smith type player that understands he's an Emmitt Smith type player out loud, and he has the platform, and he will tell you so. It's a different day and age. This wouldn't have happened with Brad Holmes. This wouldn't have happened down the road. They wouldn't have allowed it to get to this point.
Right. It wouldn't have gotten to this point.
That's the whole point. They wouldn't have allowed it to get to this point.
Yeah. This is not going to happen with Aiden Hutchinson. It's just not. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, if he is healthy this year and if he's productive, and some people in the chat have said, you're not going to do that with a guy who comes off a broken leg. Folks, if he's 100% and he's playing like it right now and he stays healthy all year long, he's going to get his paper, period. And I know that doesn't sound as convincing coming from an old white guy as it may be from Braylon Edwards, but it's just flat out true. He's going to get his paper, period, all right? But if you want him as the face of your franchise, you have to take a look down the road a year or two knowing that your team's, I'll use it, the garage door is still wide open for your team with these guys contributing. No doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's fun. But we know you have things to say too. So we want your feedback in the chat. We want to know what you think. What do the Lions need to do now? Do you think this has been a strike by Green Bay that forces the hand of the Lions? There's a lot of things that are available for you to recognize, and I think this is why people feel like Detroit has to do something. We'll get to that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show right after this from Ben Johnson, who seems like he's always doing something, always protecting somebody, and that's always a good thing.
He is always protecting somebody. And when we get back, Shep, I have another little tidbit that I want to talk about. Speaking of protection, there's going to be a matchup that we'll get to see for the next 4 years that I believe the people have been clamoring for ever since the 2021 draft. But let me tell you about
that tease.
Let me tell you about Ben Johnson. Justice. It means different things to different people. But whether it's a settlement or a verdict, justice is always worth the fight. If you got a case, contact the fighters at Ben Johnson Law today. They will get you in the game. It doesn't matter, man. They're tough, they're tenacious, and they're trial lawyers. You know what that means? That means they want the smoke. That means it doesn't matter if it goes to trial. They got your back, and that's what you want, just like we do here at Woodward Sports.
And if you're trying to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with top brands of massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. They are located on the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. So make sure you go check them out, man. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He's the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel in the world. Book your visit right now, massagechairhouse.com, or scan the QR code. That's Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Plan Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Yeah, the conversation's always good. The conversation's always good. The food is always good here, and so is the drinking. I believe it. Trust me. I mean, Sundays in Detroit, sometimes Sundays in Green Bay. The Sunday in Green Bay, a week from this Sunday in Green Bay is going to be electric, and it's going to be smooth with you if you have Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, and if you can check out us here on Woodward Sports Network. Real vodka, real iced tea. Not Woodward Sports, but, of course, Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Real iced tea, no bubbles, just a clean, crisp sip or chug, if you're Kool-Aid, that is worth it and won't fill you up on game day. 100 calories. Ricky's always watching his weight. 4.5% alcohol. Perfect for tailgates, whether you're at Ford Field, Michigan Stadium, Spartan Stadium, or Lambeau. Perfect for couch games as well, with us here inside Woodward Sports as we watch the Lions. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please, please, drink responsibly.
Let the good times cruise, and cruise on over to Jack's Car Wash, man, where you can get yourself a free car wash. All you got to do is text WSN to 888-522-1729. Again, that's WSN to 888-522-1729. Free vacuums, free compressed air, free mat cleaning rooms, 8 interior changing locations, and then there's 40-plus locations around the state. Jack's should be the car wash for you. You want to hear something crazy? Guarantee I'm telling the truth. My truck's over there right now getting detailed.
I see it.
Hey.
My truck is legitimately over there right now getting detailed. That's because it's the only people I trust. I trust Jack's, so you should too. Pull up. And the unlimited plan, don't even get me started about that. I'll tell you next Tuesday. Enjoy your long weekend and make sure you get a car wash at Jack's.
Hey.
Speaking of Green Bay and Lambeau, first touchdown I ever scored in the NFL in the regular season was at Lambeau Field.
Oh, really?
80-yard slant route. Appreciate you, Trent Dilfer. Only thing you ever did.
Do you remember the play call?
Yeah, 100%.
Can you reiterate it?
Oh, it was right trips, Liz, double O-so, right. Double O-so was a slant route. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm a geek. There's a few things I really enjoy doing.
I'll type in all those memories.
I love the squeakiness of tennis shoes on the floor in the NBA.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love the smell of gloves in baseball.
Okay.
I love hearing a play called in football, and of course I love the ping of the iron in hockey when guys are taking shots in warm-ups.
I think you were saying golf.
Thing I miss the most is listening to fresh cleats and new side. Like it's nothing like running routes and hearing it, like hearing, like just listening to that and then like hearing guys that that talk when they run routes, or that move when they move. Like I missed it. I was one of those guys. Like, it comes with the territory.
I get
Watch
goose.
yourself.
That's a little goosebumpy for me.
Yeah.
Man. I love walking around the field. People always used to ask me, "What's your favorite sport to call?" I would never answer that because I love them all. But I used to say this: walking around an NFL stadium on the field before a game, while guys are warming up, Braylon's doing his routes or doing his stretching, or he's got the earbuds on and he's walking around listening, getting hyped up. There's something about that that is really, really hard to match. It is really cool to be in an NFL stadium before anybody else is in there and watching these players go through their routines, maybe talk to them a little bit every once in a while. I remember being in Green Bay. Calvin was questionable. He and I were talking a little bit as he was getting ready to run some routes and things of that nature, and he was walking off, and I looked at him and I said, "Calvin, what do you think?" And he gave me the thumbs down, and I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." But just being there and listening to him dig up dirt. Have you ever seen the videos of two grizzly bears fighting and the movement of earth?
Yeah,
it's not exactly the same thing, but you can feel it, right, as you're watching it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's like watching some of the wide receivers and tight ends, and then you hear the pads clash, and it ramps up as you get closer to kickoff. It's really one of the coolest things in sports.
That's probably why I'm a Lions fan, is being able to watch them practice over at the Silverdome as a kid. We go watch them practice, and I'll never
outside the
forget
Silverdome.
Yeah, it was outside. Yeah, oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. Where Darryl Rogers is counting the number of pigeons on the Silverdome roof for crying out loud. Yeah.
I'm glad you bring up two grizzly bears in the trenches. I'm glad you bring that up because that's where this conversation is going. In 2021, there was an age-old debate as it related to that particular draft, especially in two cities. The cities were Detroit and Dallas. Well, the Detroit Lions, they chose Penei Sewell, big number 58, Mr. number 13th player in the league as voted on by the players. They chose him, and they allowed a certain individual who just got traded to the Green Bay Packers for $47 million and 2 first-round picks. They allowed him to get away because of character flaws, which is why another couple other teams let him go as well. So then it became this back and forth in Detroit with us at Woodward Sports, with me and with other individuals here at Woodward Sports and in the fan chat. Was it Penei or was it Micah? Who was the pick? I was always in the camp that it was Micah Parsons, and the Lions missed out. I 100% admit that. I said that they missed out. I still think Micah was the pick. I don't think they missed out anymore, but I think he was the pick. Because I think, and I always have thought at the time, was Micah's going to account for more of the game. That was always my thought. And then Penei, in the last 2 years, has risen to a certain level that, congratulations, Brad Holmes. That was an excellent pick. But enough about who was right and who was wrong, because that's not what this conversation is about. I'm not trying to argue Penei over Mike anymore. I'm not. They're both elite. I don't have to argue it anymore because yesterday, you know what happens? For the next 4 years, we get to see twice a year who was the better pick. We get to see it. This isn't me trying to prove you right or you trying to prove me wrong. This is just us together watching, eating popcorn, 58 versus 11. And I can't wait. That is what I am most excited about this move, is now we don't have to play this game for the next however many years on. Was it him or was it him or was it him or was it him? And they both get gold jackets and nobody's the wiser.
Yeah.
We get to see it in action and meaningful action because the Packers are now tied with the Lions for odds to win the NFC North. So I say to you, buckle up because it is going to be fun. Shep.
I want that smoke. Can I use your phraser?
Yeah.
I want that smoke for sure. The big reason I was in the Parsons camp, and I'll be free to admit this, because I saw him in the Big Ten regularly, okay? And I thought he was an absolute wrecking ball. I didn't know as much about Penei Sewell. You're splitting hairs because one is the best right tackle, one is one of the best edge rushers, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it. Supposedly he said he's an edge rusher. Cowboys were stuck on a certain number because they thought he was an outside linebacker. I just know he's a football player. Yeah, I think he's a football player. Who cares, okay? Penei Sewell's a football player. Lions got a lot of football players. That's what I love about it. The only thing I ask you is, are we going to measure his production against Penei Sewell, or we think he's going to move all over the place, right? It's not always going to be him matched up with Penei Sewell.
Well, the fun part of it is when he gets a chance to operate against Penei Sewell, when they get a chance to lock horns, 58-11, when he's on the right side and vice versa. That's the fun side about it. But as it relates to the argument that I always made, which I believe you made as well, who directly affects the game more? That was always why I chose Micah Parsons. I thought Micah Parsons had more of a chance as an outside linebacker rush in to affect the game. And I think you'll get a chance to see in these games how well he plays. Like, I want to say there was a game, Dallas, where we lost here. I mean, Dallas won here 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Dallas beat Detroit in Dallas a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago, right?
Right. Yeah.
And remember,
Detroit got screwed. That was the skipper, Decker, supposedly reporting in.
Right.
They got screwed in that regard. And then Detroit opened up a proverbial can of whoop-ass on them in Dallas.
Right, 100%. But what happened in that game, if you remember? Remember, Micah,
Micah Parsons had 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss.
Penei did his thing, but what else did he have in that game? He punched the ball out at the goal line and turned the ball over. They got the ball, and we weren't able to score that touchdown.
Gotcha.
Those are little things that Micah can do. That's what I was talking about. So when you're talking about one-on-one, no, that's not how you decide it. But seeing Micah move around and what happens or what the Lions rush for that particular day or how Jared Goff is kept clean that particular day, that's how you start to gauge the whole of the equation. Yeah.
I get it. Some of the extras, and I think that's what allows people and makes people really, really like who Penei Sewell is, too. It's not just that he's going out there and doing his job at the line, but he's doing the extra and he's going harder. He's pushing people up the field. And from just a standpoint of strategy, I do believe that the Detroit Lions are still an offense equipped to counter a lot of the strengths of the Green Bay Packers defense, even with a Micah Parsons. I'm eager. If you move Micah Parsons to another side away from Penei Sewell, I believe in Jared Goff, the quarterback, that he's intuitive enough, has been in this offense enough, and knows the weapons he has to check into something to take advantage of that and to utilize Michael Parsons' aggressiveness into the backfield against him, while Jahmyr Gibbs is 60 yards down the field.
Well,
I really believe in that.
I hope that's the case, but
it's not like he goes to the opposite side and there's nothing on the other side when they move. They still got a guy that I think Michigan knows all too well.
They just haven't solved the Lions yet.
He's
though.
elite. I think the argument for Penei Sewell is this, and I'm not trying to dumb it down just to numbers. Penei Sewell last year played, close to, well over 1,000 snaps.
Was it 1,011 or
1,046, I believe is what it was. But either way,
I was off 35.
No, I'm sorry. He has played 100% of the offensive snaps, I think, every year he's been in the league.
Wow.
Okay? Which tells you something. He's an absolute man-child out there. Micah Parsons last year, I got it right here, he played 82% last season, 81% the season before, 80% before that, and 84%. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him. I'm not saying he's not impactful, because he is. He's an elite pass rusher. He's one of the best. I'd have him on my team any day of the week. I'm just telling you, if there's a slim margin of difference, Penei Sewell, knowing how good he is at what he does and who he helps, so many different players, does Micah Parsons have that type of impact when he's playing fewer snaps on his side of the ball?
I think so because, different type of positions. Once again, I hate when you're trying to compare different positions, although I create the conversation to begin with, so let me dial it back. But I think Micah's paying 82%, but in those 82% of the players, the things that he's doing, the movement he's doing, he's dropping in coverage. He's at some point, he's 40 yards down the field, 50 yards down the field. He's on the right side. He's on the left side. He's moving. He's blitzing. He's dropping. He's picking up the tight end, sometimes flexed out as far as the wide receiver, depending on the package or the defensive package for the Dallas Cowboys. He's all over the field. You need 82%. You can't play 99% of the plays, 100% of the plays and exert that type of energy. You just can't. So the same energy that he's exerting on those 82% is equal to, if not more, than the 100% that Penei Sewell is exerting as a right tackle, if you will. It's no disrespect. He is a man-child, that he plays all the plays. He is a man's man in this game. It's just, it's in one spot.
Yeah, for Micah Parsons to do what there's only 3 players who have ever done what he's done as a Pro Bowl, being a Pro Bowler in each of his first 4 years. Patrick Peterson is one of them.
And Pete.
I
played against him.
And I believe Myles Garrett is the other.
Patrick Peterson.
Now, think about that for just a moment. The amount of impact, heavy hitting, hard thriving, guys you would love to have on your team, types of players in the National Football League over the years, and there's only those 3 guys who have been Pro Bowlers in each of their first, or All-Pro. I'm sorry, All-Pro is what I meant to say. All-Pro players in each of their first 4 seasons.
And that, All-Pro is a different level. Like
different.
Just speaking on being an All-Pro and versus Pro Bowl, and there's no disrespect to anybody. Yeah. You can make Pro Bowl with some okay stats, which means you could be the byproduct of, having 2 wide receivers, and you're the guy. You're Isaac Tesla, who I'm expecting him to sneak up there and do some things. But, you can have big stats and be the byproduct of something. You can be the byproduct of a really good offensive line. And you ran behind the line, you're going to get 1,300. But when you go All-Pro, especially when you do it consistently, I did it once. You're talking about guys that did it not once, not twice, not 3, but 4 times in a row.
But their first years in the league.
So what the trajectory is. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Nothing is 100%. But 4 All-Pro in a row, the trajectory is I'll see you in Canton in 10 years.
Right.
Because it's going to take you 5 after you retire. Like, that's the trajectory. And
dude, he's doing that at age 22.
He's 26 now.
I know, he's only 26. At 22, Kool-Aid's doing upside-down beer bongs. This guy is an All-Pro first-teamer. Now, he wasn't an All-Pro first team in each of his first 4 years. He was the first year, but he's All-Pro. That's good enough for me.
I was second, so I'm yes.
I don't care what it is. If you're getting recognized like that, the other thing is sometimes Pro Bowlers, guys won't go to a Pro Bowl because they're playing in the playoffs. So they need the alternate. So even if you're an alternate, you're considered a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
All pros a different level.
Yeah, no
without question.
Over here.
Yeah, no question. Looking forward to your feedback in the chat. A little bit later on, we still got Kajana Carter today, right? I believe. He's due to join us, I believe.
Figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure that out. Kool-Aid, what do we got in the chat? Want to make sure those folks deserve the recognition that they have taken the time to reach out to us. So
yeah, definitely. We actually have 3 super chats that we have to get to. Shout out to the chat family also for smashing that like button. The likes are up. Continue to do so if you haven't got an opportunity to, and get your comments into the chat. First one, I ain't saying he sent in a $5 super chat, and currently #1 top fan in the chat says food got thought. They paid. I love McKinney. Got Jacobs. I think he meant food for thought. They paid. I love McKinney. Got Jacobs first round receiver. Green Bay, for as much as I hate them, they win Super Bowls. They're expecting some results. And I guess he's a little bit more bullish on what the Packers are doing right now.
Yeah, remember they got Josh Jacobs out of the Raiders. The Raiders let him go, and the Packers went and scooped him up. It's been a pretty good pickup for
after he had 1,600 yards.
Yeah.
How does he like 1,683 and like 14 touchdowns.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Green Bay.
Yeah.
I don't do that with teams or athletes. You accomplish something, you deserve it. Yes, they've won Super Bowls. They've won them with Bart Starr and
15
Max
years
McGee,
ago was the most recent.
And they've won them with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
To your point, I mean, they haven't won as many as Pittsburgh. They haven't won as many as San Francisco or New England, but they're in the mix. And what they've done is, like, the people in Green Bay were pissed that they never drafted receivers. Remember? That was the big problem. Why didn't you draft a receiver for Aaron Rodgers? Why didn't you draft a receiver for Brett Favre? Why are you holding on to these guys, right?
They've done 2 things in the same year. It's uncharacteristic.
They have.
2 things same year. They went and got Matthew Golden in the first round.
Right.
They said, look, here's your wide receiver. And also, you got to give Green Bay some credit. This isn't going to be a Green Bay love fest because I don't like them.
Yeah.
I think the field is about the only thing I like about Green Bay. The field is perfect. It is pristine.
Please go there if you haven't been there. It is.
I won't do it.
But
you won't do it?
I won't do it. I have no
out of principle.
Just to wear Detroit Lions stuff and go to a road game.
I don't want to go to Lambeau Field.
Why not? It's a part of the rivalry.
You're shortchanging yourself.
That's fine.
I'm
like you with like sushi and stuff. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but
like you can't change my mind. Lambeau Field.
Sushi, why? I can throw up from
but
sushi.
Why?
Exactly. There's a couple of reasons. The location of it is weird to me. The bench seating is weird. It's always cold, and I hate Green Bay. There's nothing that will make me want to go there.
But you love the Lions, and you love seeing the Lions win.
I can go see them inside Ford Field.
And it's not always cold there. The first game I went there was Packers, Bears.
It was 92 when I scored that touchdown.
On a Thanksgiving night.
It feels like every time the Lions play there, it snows and it looks cold.
It won't be this year because it's a week from Sunday.
I will say this. not only did they draft the wide receiver, they drafted a wide receiver in the first round when the draft was in Green Bay.
Right.
So that was really like, hey, we heard you.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been hearing you. So I think that was a dope move for the fan base to see. And then they went out and got Micah Parsons. They showed you, like, look, we're tired of being associated with the NFC as it relates to maybe getting the playoff spot because of what we've done in the past. Like the association with Green Bay is, well, Aaron Rodgers, he won Super Bowl. They're always 13-3. Yeah, they got mad. It's always the past that you're associating with the present. Well, guess what? It doesn't get much more present than Micah Parsons. Like, and I feel like they're showing you, we got Micah Parsons, we went and got Matthew Golden. I think they're showing the fan base like, we hear you. We're tired of being an afterthought in the playoffs. They make the playoffs, but they're still an afterthought. Nobody's feared Green Bay in the playoffs. I'm not BSing, in quite a long time. Even when he was winning MVPs, you didn't fear going to Lambeau. Because how many people have stories of going to Lambeau in the NFC Championship and coming out with a W?
The thing I would say about the Lambeau, I think it's the one football stadium you have to go to.
The one?
The one.
Because it's like a college.
Did I say that you have to?
It's like a college aura.
Wow, I'm
like,
not going.
No NFL stadiums, like I played them, they don't have auras.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, they don't have an aura. Like, as great as they are, Arrowhead's an amazing stadium.
Yeah.
It's an amazing vibe. Doesn't have an aura.
Seattle's
about it.
a great stadium.
Like,
but
doesn't have, like, aura is college. Like, when I think aura, I think of a college field, and I think about Charles Woodson in this end zone or this, that, and the third. Green Bay has that. I don't know how to explain it.
That's well said.
It's an aura.
Do you think Soldier Field has that? That's the only thing that might come close.
Yeah, I've been to Soldier Field. It was horrible.
It doesn't. Like, it's unique to it because of how thick the grass is, and you can feel Lake Michigan whistling through the stadium in December. You can feel it. But it's not like Green Bay.
The bowels of Soldier Field is pretty cool, where they have certain
I agree with
elements toward guys like the great Walter Payton and so on and so forth, and Gale Sayers. Mike Ditka and so on and so forth. So it is pretty cool, but there's nothing like Lambeau.
Yeah.
He's right. There are auras in baseball ballparks.
Agreed.
There's an aura when you first walk into Dodger Stadium. There's an aura.
100%.
There's an aura about Fenway. There's an aura about Wrigley.
Yeah,
There
I've
used to
been
be
to
an
Wrigley.
aura
Yankee
about
Stadium.
Tiger Stadium. I don't care what anybody said, and
Yeah.
not just because it was ours. You walk into that place, and I was there for the last game, and I cried. I took dirt from third base. It's still in my house. I cried. There's something about that ballpark that makes you go, this is baseball.
It felt grand.
It did. That's well said.
I was a kid. My grandpa used to
When
take
you go into Lambeau, you look around, you go, this is what football's about.
Yeah, because I think
It smells like cheese.
I think also too. Well, Michigan smells like cheese. The further north
Michigan
you
is
go,
grand,
I said the further north you go.
Oh, gotcha. I want to say because the big house is amazing when you see it.
Yeah, well,
It pulls you in.
you don't have to get me talking about
Right.
that.
Roasted
but
almonds aren't bad either. Yeah.
even though national championships aren't in, because I know that's going to be the first thing that comes up when I say this, college stadiums, they still have their aura. I think that's what it is about the NFL. Like NFL, the regular season, the playoffs, but then it's like you don't have the championships there. Green Bay, well, they still play Super Bowls. They played in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Like
That's
their
right.
first two Super Bowls.
First two Super Bowls.
They won
Kansas
in
City.
Lambeau.
Yeah, Kansas
Can you
City.
imagine?
100%. So I
Lambeau?
think that maybe is why, because you can feel the Super Bowl was won here
Yeah, well,
by this team though.
their phrase of Titletown might be a little outdated, but I get why they hold on to it.
That's
To your
Foxborough.
Yeah, that's
City formerly
that is
known.
Foxborough.
City formerly known.
Yeah, City.
I like that. Hockey town, right?
Yeah.
You said Foxborough because you got a super chat related to the Patriots.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me just say one real quick thing, because he had mentioned Matthew Golden. When Mark Murphy, the president of the organization, is up there and saying, we finally drafted the receiver, that's pretty much what he said when people were going crazy. That tells you right there they were listening to the fans. Okay, go ahead, Kool-Aid. Thanks.
Yes, sir. And J-Rod Sayers with the $5 super chat. He says, guys, I saw that the Patriots are releasing Jabril Peppers.
Correct.
Thoughts of bringing him in, since I think New England has to eat some of that money and we are thin at the safety spot.
Oh, you're going to ask me?
Of course.
I'd look at him real quick while he collects his thoughts. I saw the same thing.
Okay.
And I thought about
Appreciate
it.
that question.
I do. I think it's a great
a great
question. I'm not saying this because he played at the University of Michigan. That, to me, that has nothing to do with it. I don't care where a guy plays. I don't care where a guy's from. I want winners.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me. Can you play? Are you a good teammate?
Can you
you
help our
lead?
team?
And are you going to make the plays when we need you most? I say this, bring him in and work him out, and then give you a better idea of what it's all about.
I don't
Okay,
know
I
why
wouldn't
I thought
sign him
Shep
just for
was
the
gonna
sake
be
of
against
signing him and say, "Oh, let's do it because you wore the winged helmet." I don't care. If he can still play, I wonder why Mike Vrabel doesn't want him. But I'd bring him in.
If there's nothing to the situation that he got himself into with his ex-girlfriend, if there's nothing to that situation, I 1,000% agree with Shep, because I think the safety spot in the secondary is a space where you always can have a serviceable guy that's a Viper. You're talking about a guy that plays blitz linebacker, plays safety, can play a little bit of nickel in there, and he's still relatively young. I think he's 7. This is year 8.
He started like 85 games in his career. He's got almost 900 tackles.
So that type of experience on that type of guy, in which we know the type of player that he has been when he's had an opportunity, definitely worth bringing in. And then if he tests well and you check the other things, he's definitely worth bringing in and add to this team 100%.
Here's the other thing he can do for you. He can play special teams.
Yeah,
you can.
And I know that's not a sexy thing for people, but it's an important part of the game.
The one thing with that, you got to make sure not everybody wants to play special teams. And I know you're like, well, do you want to play for a contract? Not everybody. Like when you're talking about this is going to be your end. You're going to be on special teams. You're going down on kickoff. You're going on kick return. You're going on punt. You're going out there to block. Not everybody wants to do that. They have grandiose visions of trying to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, is Brian Branch going to be here? Maybe this is going to be my spot. You got to make sure he's coming in with the intent that I am going to play special teams. I am going to enjoy special teams, but also going to be available and ready to play in the secondary. If he's with that mind, then fine. Some guys don't want to play special teams, and then when you get them, because they told you they want to play, wink, wink, and you throw them out there, they're going to get a lot of MAs when you put that film on.
But I think he's done that. I totally misspoke, by the way. I meant 500. I said 900. I meant 500 tackles. He got over 500 tackles in his career, not 900. That would be insane for as long as he's played. But he has started like 85 games with over 500 tackles. He can be a productive player. You're not looking at him, to the person's point, you're not looking at him coming and replacing Kirby Joseph with Brian Branch. Right. You're looking at him coming in and being a contributor to your defense. There's a big difference. It's the same thing. I always go back to what you said last week. How many snaps do you need this guy for? Yeah. You're sitting there going 15 to 20 for this guy. How many snaps would you need a guy like Jabril Peppers for? Maybe not that many. I don't know, but
15 to 20.
15
I
to
think
20.
It's the same number.
So would you trust him out there?
Yeah.
A guy with that experience? Yeah. Absolutely. We can't sit there and complain about certain individuals like a backup quarterback and say, I don't trust him in this situation because he's not experienced enough. And then look at a guy who's got a lot of experience and productivity. He's not a starter. I don't trust him because he's not a starter. Exactly right.
No, I like that. I agree.
Yeah.
Plus, at the end of the day, man, it's nothing about being, down the street from your alma mater. It adds a little extra level of wanting to have some success.
But some feel like there's a little bit extra pressure.
No.
Pressure's self-induced.
No. Pressure is self-induced, but like when you're down the street from your alma mater, man, it's good energy, good air, because it takes you back to a place that got you to this spot. Like, I never played for Detroit, but when I came to Detroit, like I knew it was down the street. I knew it was right up 94, come off at Main Street. Like I knew the history that I had here. I knew the history in playing at King High School and for the West Side Cubs. So like that energy, you feel it. Like it comes back to you, and it's not pressure. It's welcomed air.
I welcome the folks at Les Stanford all the time.
Nice job.
Okay, Les Stanford Buick and GMC. Great offers for everybody, folks. They've got the 2025. Somebody was driving behind me today in one of these Hummers, and I was like, man, that's a great-looking ride. I don't know if I would fit well in it. Braylon would look really good in it. It seems like it's a man's man car for sure, and it's not even a car, the big SUV. And right now, Les Stanford Buick GMC has it for $599 a month plus tax, or the 2025 Hummer EV SUT, $699 a month. The truck's a really good-looking truck. Braylon's getting his detailed right now at Jack's. Look at that truck right there. That is the Sierra Double Cab Elevation. It's the same car. It looks exactly like the truck I used to have. It's a 2025 version. I think mine was like a 2022 that I'm no longer in, but it really rode well. That's only $169 a month plus tax right there at Les Stanford Buick and GMC. Massive inventory, so they're going to have something for you. Go check them out on their website, lesstanford.com.
Hey, tell us about the good doctor.
Yo, check this out, man. Injured? Don't procrastinate. Call who? D-Mac. And your boy Be Easy and Woodward Sports, call who we call. And that's called Dr. Jeff Pierce, or scan this QR code right above my head. Don't miss him on the shows as well. Tuesdays he's with the Heavies, and on Thursdays, as you saw yesterday, he comes and tap in with the Braylon Never Show with Shep. So, not only do you have to call him or scan the QR code, you can just watch the show, and he'll tell you all about himself. Dr. Jeff Pierce, the Injury Insider.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Now, if I told you placed a bet for $1,000 on Caesar Sportsbook and it didn't win, but you still kept your money, you probably think I'm crazy. But I'm not, man. Scan that QR code or enter the code Woodward1000. It's up to you. And if your first bet from $20 to $1,000 doesn't hit, you'll get it deposited right back into your account, man. Don't worry about it. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today. It is the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. So use that code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code and get your first bet back. I know it's going to win, but just in case it doesn't, you get the money back. Caesar Sportsbook. Download that now.
Black Rock, the summer of sizzle, it's still going on, man. I know it may be leading in the fall. Some schools have started, whether it's college or high school, but it's still summertime to me. So you want to win this opportunity. You want to win a helicopter ride around the city. Scan this QR code above my head. It'll get you into the contest and a chance to win a ride for two. It's a whole date night, man. Date night, date day, whenever you want to do it. But you gotta get in the contest first. Go on the QR code, scan that. But also, too, why don't you pull up at Black Rock, because the bar and grill, like we said, it is sizzling this summer. It'll be sizzling for fall, too. how about a 20% off discount on your meal? 20% off discount sounds good. All you got to do is go to a Block Rock and then mention Woodward Sports. Done.
Beauty.
Done.
Beauty.
It's that easy.
Love it.
Black Rock, man. Summer Sizzle still going on.
Hey, listen, you got to do that. I mean, we're in the media. I mean, media's always cheap, right?
What?
I mean, 20% off. Bring it on, man.
Ricky, what was your favorite moment, like on the show? Like, give me a funny moment.
So you should have asked me. I don't want to think about it on the fly. Come back to me because it was a lot of times.
There's
we
a lot of
laughed
stuff
on this
that's
show.
happened.
Oh, you know what?
Ricky reveals everything. He mistakenly reveals everything. He's like, "Oh, I knew I was going to get this. Well, you come back to me. If you knew you were going to get it."
No, I said you should have asked me before.
Oh, yeah.
But I know when we first got the massage chair, we didn't know how to use it, and we just started pushing buttons, and Matt's in the middle reading.
And it kept going.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. That was ridiculous.
Maz, I love Maz. Shout out to Time Maz, where you can catch him on the morning show with Sean Belizean, 8 to 10. Maz, he's at the front of a lot of core memories. I remember we were doing a show, and it was at a dispensary.
Oh, I've seen that clip.
And like Maz, we used to beg Maz, like, "Hey Maz, we know you don't smoke any gas. Just why don't you take edibles?
That's horrible.
You could take a night gummy to help you go to sleep."
Mm-hmm.
And never would take them. Finally, we did this show at a dispensary down the road. He said, "I'm gonna take one before the show." He took one. I got there at 2:00.
Mm-hmm. Gone.
Maz was already
saucing.
He was already in heaven.
Really?
He was already in heaven, man. Shout out to Tom Masway. Love him, man. Love him. But yeah.
Wow, that's
a funny memory, man.
How do you not know?
The Pharaoh?
How do you not know?
It was the first day, and like we thought
it's
like
a $15,000 massage.
Yeah,
chair,
none
Shep.
of us do. Yeah.
Like it had buttons.
It had its own tablet.
I was talking about the edibles. Who takes that before the show? I mean, you're going solo if that's the case.
Right.
You know that.
It was 3 of us, but it was different times. different times.
I have a childhood friend who's
he took a 5 too, by the way.
Who's really into that.
Heavy. Yeah.
And we were at our golf outing a few years back, and he enticed another friend of mine to take it. Another friend of mine's like, "Man, I don't do that stuff." He's like, "He just
goodbye
do it."
golf
like,
round.
He just this is at night. He's like, just take one. It's not a big deal. He's like, "Give me half." He gives him half, and he says, "I'm not feeling it." About an hour and a half later.
That's how it always is.
And then he gave him the other half, and it took a little while.
And they both hit.
Boy,
was he hitting out of the sand, and he still hadn't let the tee box?
He might have missed the tee time. It was the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
those are
the chat's lighting up right now about Maz on gummies right now.
Yeah,
they love
lighten up. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Smoke. There, no pun intended. You had a super chat
bars.
for Braylon before we dive into some sound of one particular line and one particular owner in the National Football League.
Oh yeah, hey, Zach Soap with the 199 super chat, and he has a number 3 crown right now for top fan. Braylon, what's the hardest hit that you've taken in the NFL?
Hardest in the NFL is he's not the hardest hitter. Whenever I tell the story, like people are always like, "Oh, it makes sense. It's him." It was Ray Lewis. Like, Ray Lewis wasn't the hardest hitter, but Ray Lewis had a mastery of like setting you up and hitting you when you weren't looking. So I was running a crossing route. This has been 2008. We were in Baltimore at MT&T Bank Stadium. Ran a crossing route, and Ray did a great job of selling that he was dropping in coverage. So when you sold that he was dropping in coverage, you do one or two things. If you sell you dropping in coverage, then I know it's zone. So I know to find the zone, find a soft spot, run by him, whatever. If it's all-out blitz, which it was, then I'm cool. That means I'm just looking right away because the ball is going to be on me. Quarterback pop me. And if it's zero coverage, I may have a chance of breaking the DB's tackle. Taking it to the house or just getting past the safety. He acted like it was going to be zero blitz. And so he went forward.
Can you explain what zero blitz is real quick?
Zero blitz is all-out blitz. That means everybody is blitzing. The linebackers are blitzing, and anybody else is in coverage. So if you're a wide receiver, the DB has you, and the DB has the other wide receiver. If a tight end is split out, the safety has the tight end. Everyone else is to the quarterback. It's to the backfield. So that's what he made the coverage seem like. I immediately looked, and he pulled back, and I didn't see him pull back. So he pulls back. I'm still looking for the ball. Derek also got fooled. He throws the ball on me, and then Ray just lit me up. Like, my body was off alignment. This is probably like week 9, 10. My body was off alignment the rest of the season.
Boy.
Like you get massages, you get chiropractic work, but it's still not to the level. It takes to the off season to really be able to get your body back on alignment. So Ray messed my stuff up. Hardest hit ever was Bob Sanders in college though. Like Bob hit me in
Iowa?
college. Yeah, Bob hit me in college and I was like which one he
said which one of y'all did that?
Bob but it wasn't a blindside hit. Like it was I saw him coming.
Oh.
And
he brought the hammer, huh?
Yeah. He's like 5'7". He's a pocket rocket and he shoots up. Like that's nothing I can do. Like, he put the helmet right up under the chin.
Woo,
It's old school.
Yeah.
We know where Kool-Aid's mind goes. Yeah. Really good stuff. Something from the chat. This is interesting. Brad Holmes goes for potential over actual talent and availability. I could not disagree more. Isn't there something about a general manager who identifies talent that others don't see? I mean, what I'm a little confused when they say potential.
Let me ask you.
I mean, maybe guys that he's drafted, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, maybe they do have the talent. Other people just didn't recognize it as well. Here's my fear, and I think I spoke of this yesterday, but I'll reiterate it. My fear is that people are going to use Brad Holmes now and his unwillingness to do something like the Packers did, even though we've already explained why they couldn't do it, and people are going to hold that against him. If Green Bay wins the Super Bowl this year, I don't think they will, but if they do, then Detroit will be so frustrated, everybody will be out with Tom Mazaway wanting gummies. Okay? Because they would have felt like, you know what? Green Bay did what they had to do. They went chips to the middle of the table. They went for it, quote unquote, and the Lions didn't.
Are we talking about the draft or are we talking about free agency with that question? Because that's two different things. If we're talking about the draft, then I disagree. I think they go for the player that they saw that had the talent but also had the other characteristics and the other things that they value, that they believe in, and that will work here in Detroit. If you're talking about free agency, I might be on the other side.
Okay.
Like, I think he drafts guys that have injuries that aren't worth – I mean, I say that.
He has. You're right.
Some
He's
of the guys,
yeah.
but I'm in the free agency. Some of the guys, most of the guys that he's brought in, it's an injury that they're now overcoming that has made them a little bit less than. You can offer them a little less money, if you will. It's guys that you're hoping work for your team, and also you're not trying to break the bank on those guys. That's been his free agency kind of philosophy since he's been here.
Let me ask you a real question here when it comes to football. Do you know of anybody you've ever played with at the collegiate level or high school level or the professional level who never experienced an injury?
Yeah, but like few and far in between.
I'm talking about guys who played. I'm not talking about the guy who wears number 98 and he's the fourth string defensive tackle on your high school football team.
Are you talking about a rolled ankle, or are you talking about an injury that keeps you out 8 games? 6 games, a whole season.
Forces you to miss some time. Like Penny Sewell was injured. I don't know if people know this,
never
but
missed time.
He got hurt.
I never missed time in college.
Okay.
Like 4 years in Michigan, I never missed a game. Right, I never missed a game, and then my rookie year, I got staph infection game 3, and I tore my ACL game 14. It happens quick.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. That's impressive. That's impressive. I think there's a lot of guys who get hurt.
Everyone gets hurt
in college, and I think there are injuries. Like I said, Penny Sewell was injured too. And just because the guy, depending on the injury, just because a guy's injured in college doesn't mean you cross him off your list and you don't want to draft him.
How long is that sheet? And what I mean by that sheet is at the NFL Combine, this is one thing I was so glad I didn't get hurt in college. 95% of the players at the NFL Combine, to your point, like the day you go see the doctor is the worst day because guys are there for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, depending on how many injuries you have, how many guys are there that day. Like, guys are just sitting in line. And guys' sheets, and that's what I said, how long is your sheet? Like, it's like this all the way down. The average person had 4 sheets. The average person had 4 sheets. Some guys had books. So I didn't have any. I didn't even have to get x-ray. But that's 95% of the guys that were coming out with me. They had at least 3-4 sheets that they had to sit in those waiting rooms, get those MRIs, get those X-rays, so they can add that to their portfolio when they were interviewing with teams. You're right. That's 95% of my class, so that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, so I wouldn't stay away from it. Now, like I said, it depends on the injury, But it's funny how we don't really do that in some of the other sports. So, for example, Tarek Skubal had Tommy John surgery in college. Should the Tigers have not drafted him at all? Now, I know he was a 9th-round pick. I get it. So, Casey Mize wasn't hurt, and they drafted him 1-1.
Yeah.
So I'm just Kool-Aid. Oh, Casey Mize. You don't like the 12 wins? You don't like the 12 wins? You want him to win every time he takes the bump, don't you? Every single time. That dude's got to be better than that. Yes.
Is there such thing as having 12 wins and not being a 12-win pitcher? Because I feel like that's what Kool-Aid is channeling.
Kinda
He's
there.
channeling fact. Yeah, like he has 12 wins, but he's not 12 wins. Is that what you think, Kool-Aid?
That's something like that.
Like you're good at baseball, but you're not good at baseball.
Yeah, he's deserving
I
of 12
like you as a
wins.
player, but I don't like you as a player.
You won the MVP, but you wasn't really like that. You wasn't really like that. You should have went to these other guys.
Kyle Schwarber, you hit 4 homers. I don't think you really hit 4 home runs, man. But he did that last night, man. 21st player to ever do that. That's something else.
That's crazy.
Kyle Schwarber is one of those guys that he always hovers around like top 10, top 8.
Yeah.
Like you'll get to the end of the season and you'll finish like 6th, and you won't be the wiser. Where is he now? He's got to be at 44.
He's at 49.
So that would make him 3rd.
I believe he's 2nd. I think the only person who's hit more is Kyle Raleigh.
I told you, like, every year Schwarber does this.
Yeah.
All-time MLB stats are still so mind-blowing to me because MLB's been around for so long. It's been so many players. For somebody you still to this day, but he's only 21 players. That blows my mind to this day.
Yeah.
It's been so many players.
And 4 Phillies.
But
4 of them are Phillies.
But see, you appreciate it that way. Most people don't. See, what you're able to do, what you just did, you said, man, in the history of baseball that dates back to 1870 or whatever the hell it is, dates back that far, you're able to recognize, wow, 21 players and all that. Most people don't care. Like, if you're not talking top 5 in a stat, people are so tuned out. Like, you can say somebody's like, man, he's only the 15th player to do this. They're like, 15? Like, if you're not talking 5 or above, people tune out.
Yeah, because people make the NBA and don't even make it to the what am I thinking of? The big show.
Oh,
they be minors and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Like people don't realize there's still only been 2,700 players who ever play in the NBA. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
There have only been 2,700 players.
And by the way, about the same in baseball.
Yeah,
about the same in baseball.
Damn.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I can't do
Yes.
this. My mind just messed me up.
That's because in baseball they play for so long.
That's true.
You don't have to replace them so often.
But you also have a much larger
I'm still saying it's crazy.
That is crazy. That's a crazy number.
Yo, that's like
You one up me on that.
Division 5 high school. That's
Shep with those numbers, man. That's what he does.
Like we had 122 guys on Michigan alone each of my 4 years.
That's insane.
It's mind-boggling how some of that stuff happens. Yeah.
How rare it is to be elite.
Yeah. Wait. I'm hold on a second. You said. Did you say 27,000 or 2,700?
2,700.
2,700. My apologies. No, there's been about 18,000.
That's what I was about to say.
That's
been about 18,000.
Basketball is 2,700 in the history.
Yeah,
of
right.
And
there's about I'm rounding, about 18,000 in Major League Baseball.
I got you.
That's still crazy.
And it's been around a lot longer, obviously, and they have more players, 25, now 26 on the roster. Speaking of Kyle Schwarber, and then we'll get back into football. Trust me when I tell you that. He does have 156 punch-outs. Now, everybody's ripping on Riley Green, and I get it. I'm not
came to mind,
okay. I'm not saying Riley Green doesn't deserve to be criticized for the most strikeouts. He doesn't have the most strikeouts any longer, by the way. James Wood, the left fielder for Washington, who was in the home run derby, has more.
Oh, yeah.
But Kyle Schwarber's I think he's about 12 behind Riley Green. The difference is, and people will tell you this, one's got 49 bombs, one's got 31. So therein lies the difference with what people can accept.
And to add a tidbit to those 49 bombs, one is always ready in the big moment. Like, because he's had more big moment experience, let me say it that way. Like, Kyle Schwarber's been in the playoffs, like, his whole career. And, like, he's got a lot of moments in the postseason, so that adds to the punch-outs. It's like, yeah, he punched out, but name this moment, that moment, that moment.
Yeah, and his slug is much greater than Riley's.
Yes.
Now, Riley's got a better average. He's got, I think he's got more. I think it's just the average. I got to look at his numbers, but I don't want to get into the whole Riley Green thing because I know a lot of people in Detroit are frustrated with the strikeouts. I would just tell you that, there's certain things you're willing to accept. And when you have a guy who's hit that many home runs, you don't care that he bats 248. And you're not going to listen to the argument when I tell you about Riley Green, batting 266. It does not matter to you, all right? Because you want production from the middle of your lineup, and I get it. And when Schwarber's got 119 RBIs and Green's got 99, he's got 49 homers, and Green's got 31, you don't care about the average. And I don't blame you. I'm just giving you some numbers there for Kyle Schwarber as it associates with things going on there, all right? Michigan opens tomorrow. There's a part of me that feels bad for Michigan State because their season opener is tonight against Western Michigan, who's got 33 new bodies, 33 transfers.
Boy.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot, isn't it? So I can't you would think that there would be a little bit more discussion about that, but when the Micah Parsons news breaks and how it affects the Lions, it's a really big deal. When we talk about Micah Parsons and how he helps Green Bay, it's going to be immense. What do you think it does for the Lions, if anything at all? What's the coaching staff? What are the players? What are those guys thinking about this acquisition by one of their division rivals?
I'd be lying if they said they weren't taking a closer look at it. And now they're going back and watching Micah Parsons films to see how Dallas used him, how he had success, and how potentially Green Bay is going to use him in the opener in 10 days. Like, this is a major move. For all the Lions fans out there that are so, you're so hopped up on, Mountain Dew as it relates to the Lions, blue Mountain Dew or blue Kool-Aid, then you can't.
Baja Black.
Shout out to Kool-Aid.
You know what I'm saying? No shout out. That wasn't love. It wasn't love in that regard. That you can't witness that Green Bay they just picked up an elite player. They just picked up an elite player that's going to change the dynamics of how you call plays against them or what you're looking for in that game. So as it relates to the team, the Lions aren't worried about it in terms of, oh, my God, they got Micah, but they know that they got to make some adjustments. They know that they got to 58 knows that he's got to strap it up every play. Mm-hmm. Every play can be a play that Micah Parsons changes the game. That's the type of player he is. And it's not trying to disrespect the Lions. That's just Micah Parsons. Like, any play can be a play that he gets a sack strip fumble, or he recovers a fumble, or he gets an interception, or he does something crazy because he's one of those type of players.
He's disruptive.
You got to keep your eye on that. Now you have to add more eyes to him. Now Tate Ratledge, you're playing in that role. Hey, Tate, keep your eyes on the swivel.
Right.
Like, if you see something like, I'm elite, but he's elite too. Mm-hmm. If he gets up underneath me, I need show me some of that Georgia Bulldog. Give me a little right hand
right.
and help me out. So I think everyone in that space is going to have to keep an eye out for number 11. He's that good of a player, and he deserves that respect.
No question. Somebody put it really well in the chat. They said, look, you can respect him. You don't fear him.
Nope.
I don't think, I could be wrong. It's not like Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Tate Ratledge, any of those guys will be fearful of somebody on the other side of the ball.
Taylor Decker might. Them old hips, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that position back as fast anymore, man.
So would you expect Micah Parsons to play over him on opening night more than they would match him up with Sewell?
I think his ego won't allow it to be more, but I think they will match him up just as much. Because I think to be honest, it's a better matchup. Like, you don't have to be an idiot to know that. I think it's a better matchup. I think you can get some favorable opportunity over there. And also, that left guard, just like the right guard, is a young guy in there. So you'll see some mixed fronts, excuse me.
Some people say that get ready for a 500 year for the Lions. I assume they're associating that with the Lions. One person put this in the chat. Brad is perfect in fans' eyes. I don't think that's true at all. No. I think there's a lot of fans who
that's got to be combat. The Brad hater. You had him convinced for just a little bit, Braylon, last week.
You're absolutely right. That's
right
who
back
it is.
to it.
It is combat.
He's back off the train with this Parsons thing. So
this
is shaking people's
faith. He's back off the train.
Off the train. He's not supporting people. This is shaking, like, from a fan's perspective. I've seen a lot of fans say that Brad Holmes basically waited. This is the type of deal that they should have done if you believe that you're within your Super Bowl era. Yeah. And there are a lot of fans who feel like
some people in my family feel that way.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think they understand the financial ramifications associated with a deal like this?
Not at all. They never do. The only time they care about money is when they're paying the player. Like, oh, but he's getting paid. That's the only time they care about the cheese. They don't care about when they want you to go for insert player here, which you don't know how you're going to acquire it. You don't know the money situation. You don't know the picks, what you have to give up to get a player.
Right on point. Art Vandelay in the chat. Our pass rush is not what I think we need, and we need more vets on the O-line ASAP.
That's awesome.
ASAP.
Art Vandelay, I love that. that's a Seinfeld reference. Well,
is it?
Yeah, it is.
That was Art Van. I thought it was Art Van reference.
George always wants to be Art Vandelay, the architect. I don't. What do you mean So you get one of the elite pass rushers in the National Football League back healthy. I know this is an asterisk next to every team with every great pass rusher.
Talk to him.
Okay?
Yeah.
And with Aiden Hutchinson, eventually you get a Liam McNeil. You don't have to have one guy do everything. We gave you that example yesterday with Philadelphia, 41 sacks. Detroit had 37 a year ago. Philly did it by a group effort. There are ways in sports to win differently, okay? And this could be one of those ways that Detroit has to do with one stud and others stepping up. If I said to you, the opposite defensive end is going to have, you're going to play 3 different guys, each are going to have 4 sacks. That totals 12. Is that okay with you? What's wrong with Marcus Davenport and Barnes and anybody else being able, Muhammad, picking up 4 sacks each? And suddenly you got 12 from that side. The other side, you get about 14 or 15. That's a heavy load, but he's elite, okay? You get 13, 14 sacks from that side. Suddenly, you're at 27 by just those 2 positions. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it is that people are looking at it from the standpoint in the last 3 years, they haven't added something to that right side. And look at it from this point. Last year, Marcus Davenport, he gets hurt. You're coming back with Marcus Davenport. Zadarius Smith, we bring him in, he was average, and then we're not signing him. So I think people are looking at it from the standpoint like we didn't enhance this line on this side over the last 3 years. We've gotten better in other places, but we haven't gotten better in this particular point. Last year, we struggled on the defensive line on this point, and we don't have it this year. We don't have it moving in. And now they see Micah Parsons going to this. So that's their point right now because they're unsure. They're unsure because of how last year ended. That is what this all boils down to. If last year doesn't end like it does, where you lose to the Commanders, like I don't think Lions fans would trip if they got to the next round. If the Lions fans got to the next round, played a hell of a game, and then got beat at the end by the Philadelphia Eagles, and then they went on to win the Super Bowl, Lions wouldn't be talking like Lions fans. They wouldn't talk like this as it relates to the consistent comment about that right side. But the fact remains, you still have Marcus Davenport, who all Lions fans knows what? Gets hurt. Doesn't finish games. He didn't do it last year. He didn't do it the year before. You went out free agent and brought him here, and you knew that he didn't do this. And then he turns around and gets hurt. And then Zadarius Smith, well, you bring him in. The fans kind of fall in love with him a little bit because he's a big name. He's a big guy. He's dating Cash Dow. He had 4.5 sacks. He was nice on the sideline. So it's like, yeah, let's get this guy in. Don't know what's happening with him and Dan Campbell. Don't know what happened behind the scenes. Don't know what the shakeup is. So now you're jockeying for the same player that was average last year. Oh, by the way, if you look at his production at the last end of the season, he only played 57, 62, 55, and 58% of snaps the last 4 games of the year. Let that sink in. So I think Lions fans are looking at it like, look, we got the same right side, and it didn't work. For what you want to say about the sacks and the Lions being 4th or whatever, they look at it much like I do in that regard. It has not worked on that side of the line for the last 2 years, and you're walking into the season with the same 2 guys. Well, technically, one of those guys.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And I think that's exactly how, I think you described it perfectly. That's exactly how people feel.
Yeah.
Somebody else in the chat said, there's only one team that built a Super Bowl champion through the draft, and the Patriots weren't one of them, which is not true. The Patriots built a lot of their champions through the draft, whoever it may be. I don't care if it's Nate Solder on the offensive line, Tom Brady, for example, and others. I don't think there's any team that really does that. I mean, look, when Dallas won their championships with Jimmy Johnson and then Barry Switzer, most of those guys were homegrown, right? But no team does that in any sport. You're always adding in different ways, whether it be trades. Yeah. And one of the Patriots teams, they made 5 trades in order to get to a Super Bowl. The year before, they made 4 trades. That's how you better a team. It doesn't have to be homegrown. I don't care what sport you're looking at. If that's the case, and you're going to look at the Tigers of '84, their last championship team, Darrell Evans wasn't homegrown. Chet Lemon wasn't homegrown. Larry Herndon wasn't homegrown. Right. you pick up things differently.
True, but doesn't that exact argument make the fans right for what they're clamoring? Because
for
Brad Holmes,
Micah Parsons?
Well, not even just not necessarily Micah Parsons, but for a big free agent. Because Brad Holmes' big thing, and everybody at this network, everyone at this network is always, you just draft, and you don't go out there and waste the money and don't blow this. You don't bring this guy in. You don't upset the balance. You don't bring that's been the conversation. Yeah. So to hell with the free agency. Is despite all the guys that we name you that have gone to a team and helped out along the way. Deion Sanders, he did it twice. Yeah. He did it the 49ers, turned around, did it the very next year with the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's what the conversation, a lot of people were getting angst. You can't just do it by the draft.
I get it.
At some point, you got to add that player. And I think some people are now coming around on that and being like, well, who's that player going to be because we're ready for him?
That's right. Yeah. I would just remind them, and they have done that.
Yeah.
David Montgomery was a free agent. Alex Anzalone was a free agent.
Yeah, but
Kevin Zeitler was a free agent. This was last year, I know.
This is true.
So it's not like they've voided it at all, but I understand where you're going.
Those are
with
like
it,
1
and
year.
I think you're right.
But those are 1 year deal guys.
Well, Montgomery wasn't.
Initially,
Anzalone
was
wasn't.
3 years, and then you got a bump at the end of this year. Well, it was just 3 years. 3 years, $15 million or whatever it was. I think he was getting.
So are you saying that you got to have the
big splash?
The fans are looking for the big splash.
That's what it is. You're looking for the guy that when you bring him in, he's if not the best player on the team, he's top 5. He's top 3 even. Like Micah Parsons with that team.
At his position, you're saying. Or are you saying in the free agent class?
Just on the team.
Oh, I see.
Now you're bringing in a guy that they know is top. You can even say top 8, top 7. You're not bringing in a guy where you got to question, is he top 4 at his position?
I see Detroit Arrow in the chat. He says, we did get a big-name free agent in DJ Reed. He was one of the top free agents this offseason.
That's a good one.
But because it's not a shiny piece, they forget.
Excellent.
What are we doing here?
Yep. I love that. That's a really good.
He has a Chippewa logo, too.
And,
for his avatar.
And just in Brad Holmes fashion, guess what? He was injured.
Come on, bro.
They bought him in injured. He played 5 games. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm just messing around.
They
he was really good last year. Like, one thing about him is he's not a sack guy, but he's a damn good run stopper, and he's also a good pressure guy.
Who you talking? DJ Reed, the corner? The corner?
I thought you were talking about DJ Reed from 2 years ago.
Oh, you're talking about the corner, DJ Reed.
Oh, he's talking about DJ Reed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And Reed, but I hear what you're saying with Reader. Yeah.
I like DJ Reed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's an excellent point. I mean, that guy's going to be. Some people think that was the best corner free agent signing by any team in the National Football League. So it's a really good point, and I'm glad you brought it. And thanks for being.
Best thing about Reed coming to our team, who's he been going against in practice for the last 3 years?
Really good players. Yeah, Garrett Wilson and the like.
Devontae Adams last year.
Devontae Adams a little bit. Yeah. Right. Really good. Buddy's Pizza is more than pretty good. It's outstanding. And they've got the brisket, brew, and rendezvous with you. Try their new barbecue brisket pizza, barbecue chicken salad, refreshing Buddy Brew summer shandy, and a super summer sundae. It's all at your neighborhood Buddy's, buddyspizza.com. And don't forget, it's not just pizza, it's not just salad, it's not just the sundaes there at Buddy's. It is also the smash stacks of burgers as well, done the Detroit style way. So if you like pizza and you like it Detroit style, you like it with a square, I'm with you on that. Buddy's has got it for you. If you like the smash stack, really good burgers, they got you on that. It's filled with flavor. Only at Buddy's Pizza and buddyspizza.com.
After you enjoy cheat day at Buddy's, bring yourself over to Planet Fitness, because your fitness is essential. Not just your physical fitness, it's also your mental fitness. That's why we have the high school summer pass. It's about to run out. You got 3 days left. You know the spiel, you know the game. Bring yourself down to the gym. It's free. 3 days left. And if you're 19, hey, look, man, why don't you sign up for a membership? Because the gyms are squeaky clean. There's trainers with every membership there is, and there's no judgment. Planet Fitness, there's no judgment. Come in, do your routine. Nobody's bothering you. Bring yourself down to Planet Fitness.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Belizean. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions.
Guys, let's be honest. It's going to be a really fun weekend. Hopefully you get a chance to spend it with your family and some friends, and you want to look sharp. And I don't mean just, shaving every once in a while. I mean looking sharp in your lid, right? Don't have to wear a hat all the time to cover it. Lady Jane's has got you covered when it comes to that. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, you're handsome, you're clean, and you're ready for the weekend. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Ball is back. Hey,
yes, it is.
We got some of these State of Michigan teams on starting today, all right? And we got you covered here with the Woodward Sports College Football Show live every Tuesday. And that graphic will be updated as well as a live read to reflect. The new time is now 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. The show is hosted by Justin Satawa, that dude Justin, and Haley Scott. The first few episodes have been awesome. Thank you to everybody who's tapped in and supported. And make sure you stay locked in with everything college football all season long, from touchdowns to tailgates, rivalries to rankings. We got you guys covered. Remember, don't miss a minute of the Woodward Sports College Football Show every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Hey, go blue, go blue.
Speaking of that, Michigan State opens tonight. A showdown against Western. They're 15-2 all time against the Broncos. They have not lost to a Group 5 or Group 6 team since 2009. That was CMU. CMU beat them back-to-back years.
Michigan State.
Just so you know, yeah.
Sound a little proud with that stat there.
I went to Central. I've been gone far enough where I don't have to necessarily, roll in the hay for the Chippewas. But
I thought Michigan State was going to lose to Western. It was like 2 years ago. I think there was an opener play.
Yeah,
I think it was in Kalamazoo too.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. If you don't mind going there and helping out we talked about that with college basketball too. I think it's a great tradition or building something that helps some of the in-state schools. Broncos were 6-7 a year ago, 33 transfers, so that's taking place tonight. Talked to my daughter earlier today. She's like, Dad, we're fired up. We're going to the game. She and her sorority sisters are pre-gaming already, and they're ready to roll. So good for them. Michigan plays tomorrow under the lights. New Mexico. Are you going to be there?
Look at him. Yeah.
I am going to be there. And
I love that jacket,
I
by the
did
way.
not even realize I was wearing green and white.
Oh, man. Anson loving it.
Until you just said it. Yeah, it's too late now. I've already done it.
That is a really cool jacket, though.
No, I love this jacket. Man, it's a $30 jacket on Amazon.
Are you serious?
I bought this jacket on Amazon like 4 years ago, and
bomber jackets last forever though.
Beautiful.
It's good looking, isn't it?
$30 jacket.
Maybe it's just because it looks good on him. Maybe not as much on us, but I like it. It's very sharp.
Yeah.
So are you going to go tomorrow?
100%.
Okay.
I'll be up there in Ann Arbor, 7:30, New Mexico State. Probably won't stay the whole game. Y'all know me, but I'll be there the first hour. And I think you get a decent gauge on what this team will be. At least on defense, you will.
Can you get a gauge on a team in its first game? Do you think
you can get a gauge on one? Yes. Are you organized? Are you together? Are you sloppy? Are you doing dumb stuff? Does it take you till 4 minutes into the second quarter to really look like a Michigan team playing in New Mexico State? So no, you can't get a gauge on what they're going to look like when they play against Wisconsin or play against Nebraska or play against Ohio State later in the line. I think Oklahoma will be the test for that. Oklahoma on the road in Norman, even though I don't think Oklahoma's necessarily that good of a team. I don't like Brett Venables as a head coach. I like him as a defensive coordinator. It's still Norman, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. It's still going to a major college program. The nerves, the angst, all that comes with it. And look, they'll be a well-prepared team. So that's when I think you'll get a better gauge. You can just get a gauge on what training camp was like for Michigan this game, because the defense is going to be rocking and rolling. They're going to look good regardless. Offense, does he have poise? What do they allow him to do? What does the offensive line look like? All I care about on offense, how does Chip Lindsey and Bryce Underwood, how does that relationship look, and how does it grow through 60 minutes and 4 quarters? And how is that offensive line? Because that's something that you can see. It doesn't matter if you play teams that aren't necessarily top 25. You'll get some guys that can come off that edge if you got freshman guys or sophomore guys or inexperienced guys. The offensive line and Bryson and Chip Lindsey, that's what I'm watching.
I love what you've started out by saying, because I think somebody asked me this morning, what do you expect from MSU? Here's what I expect from both Michigan State and Michigan. Yeah. Like you said, you're breaking the huddle on time.
Yep.
You're not freaking out and you hear the quarterback, that kind of stuff. You're not taking stupid, undisciplined penalties. Everybody's going to get some penalties,
bingo.
All right? I don't expect you to be flawless, especially in your first game.
Don't take 2 timeouts in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't want you breaking the huddle with 12 players, all right? So that's a sideline thing and a player thing. And I want you to take care of the football, all right? You've got to protect the football. That's what hurt Michigan State a year ago. That will be one of the many keys for Bryce Underwood in Michigan this year. Those are 3 things that I think are really important. If you can do that, I think those are things you can build on as you move forward. I think you're going to get better running the football, better in pass protection, you hope. Coaches will be able to see that. But I love that that's what you said you're going to be watching out for, because we don't know the Lindsey and Underwood relationship, and we don't know how we'll figure that out and what you're looking for. Yeah. But the offensive line, I'm glad you said that. I'm hoping people, when they watch that game tomorrow night, and you can do that with MSU tonight as well, watch the offensive line. Are they getting the push that they should get? Are guys hitting and reaching that second level? Are they getting out with great speed and knowledge on sweeps and things of that nature, or reverses? Those are the things that I think are really important for both these teams. They've got to have success up front.
Giving Michigan State some love. Look, Jonathan Smith, please, please, please show your players that Ohio State game, and I want you to watch as well, because if I remember correctly, they were leading that Ohio State Michigan State game. In fact, they actually went down in the red zone twice and turned the ball over. One was on like the 4-yard line. It's egregious. You were able to do that to the team that won the national championship, and they were a damn good team when you played them too. That's the type of potential you have. That's the type of potential Aiden Childs has. Tap back into that, because you had some really good moments in there last year, and you weren't necessarily a really good team. So I think there is something there. So you got to get back to that, and it is turning the ball over, like Shep said. They had 4 turnovers in that game. It was a really good, close game. Whether we knew what was going to happen, but it was a close game for a long time. Turnovers killed them.
Yeah. If I asked you, I know this is really hard because we don't know what all these teams are like right now. But if I asked you, give me one team you think right now that is ranked in the top 25, you think will win the national championship, and one who might be very disappointing, what are the answers to those 2 questions?
National champion. Let me give you a different one outside the norm.
Okay.
I'm not going to say Michigan, although I'm not going to say Texas or Ohio State. I think Clemson.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That was my choice.
Clemson and their quarterback, and look, for what everyone say about Dabo, he's not particularly one of my favorite people. He stayed the course in what he's believed. He's very bullheaded like Jim Harbaugh was at the University of Michigan, and I think he's starting to have some success. And I think he's got a core of guys that Clemson's going to be very good. I think they're the favorite in the ACC, and they rightfully should be.
He's also got a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, I think they play. It's Clemson. I mean, it's not Clemson. It's LSU.
Yeah.
I think LSU and Brian Kelly will be a letdown yet again. They have a ridiculous wide receiver core. They got a ridiculous secondary. That coach has not figured out that team, and I don't know if I trust Nussmeier. I think they will be the biggest disappointments of the top 25 teams. And this is a team that a lot of people have pegged to win the SEC.
I know. There's some people who feel like Nussmeier might be one of those top quarterbacks taken in the draft next year. Had he come out this year, they feel like he might have been one of those quarterbacks taken. And ironically enough, those two teams square off tomorrow night. That might be the best matchup of the college football season. Of the first week of the season.
I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, you're very good at what you do. And I was picking up. Here's the other thing I like Clemson.
Yeah.
Without trying to play too much into the schedule game, they play Troy, they play Georgia Tech, they play Syracuse, they play Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels, BC, SMU, Duke, Florida State, Louisville, Furman, and South Carolina. In other words, first glimpse, things change. They have 3 ranked teams that they play. So the schedule is a little bit more lenient to see their pathway forward to at least the playoffs, and that's all you got to really worry about. Get to the playoffs, then you see what happens after that.
Those 3 of those 2, I'll take 2 of those 3 games. The Belichick game, because that's what we're going to call into UNC proves themselves as a team. You know what he likes to do? He likes to take quarterbacks out of the game, and he has taken some great quarterbacks out of their game. That's one thing he does well. That translates to college, ladies and gentlemen. That translates to college. Keep your eye on just the first half of that game.
Is that going to be one of the biggest storylines in college football all season? Not just right now, all season, on how every week, how Bill Belichick and his NFL acumen might disrupt the college football offense on the other side of the ball.
100%, because NFL is a copycat league. Well, you know what baby NFL is? It's the NCAA.
Yeah.
And if you start to see some defense, if you start to see some schemes that are affecting college quarterbacks, Bill he's a savant as a defensive mind. He's going to know the things that younger quarterbacks struggle with. He's going to attack those things, and if he has success, well, Brian Day is going to see what that success looked like. Wink Martindale is going to see what that success looks like. Georgia, Kirby Smart, they're going to copy what he's doing. So I think you'll see what happens, because that's going to be their only way to win games, is his defensive prowess, his defensive genius, disrupting what quarterbacks do that they play against.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Excited to talk about it next week as well, and then preview Lions and Packers too.
Ooh,
when we come back, the mailbag. It's starting to get full, so we want to make sure Kool-Aid can get it all in here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports after a brief timeout.
Hey, you guys already know you got to go and get that gear. I'm talking about the freshest merch around, especially as we're right on the cusp of college football season, and Detroit Lions are going to get going soon. So if you're tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch, what's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag? You know what? Some of y'all Lions fans need to go on the shop right now and get that Stoke Not Scared shirt. Because some of you guys in this chat, man, are starting to make me concerned a little bit. The Lions are still king of the North. And you know what? We got that shirt on the shop store as well. So if you want to go and rep that you're stoked, not scared, that the Lions are still kings of the North, or if you just need to remind yourself that the Lions went undefeated in the division last year, we got that shirt too. And of course, Red Wings, Pistons, and our Tigers are represented. So make sure you get to woodwardsports.com. Make sure you click shop to get the latest sports gear, man. woodwardsports.com. Click shop.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Okay, welcome back. I do want to, if it's all right with you guys, I do want to make sure we get just a little bit of time so Ricky can say his final thoughts. Hopefully he'll be back with us at some point in the near future, with even if it's just a fill-in, just to show his smiling face. And at one point, I'd love the four of us to be able to go out and share a cocktail and share a story or two. But I do want to get to the mailbag. We do this all the time on the Braylon Edwards Show, and for good reason. Folks, you take the time to include yourself in the chat. We try to do our best to summarize a lot of things that you want, and Kool-Aid's wonderful at that. So Kool-Aid, how about the mailbag for Braylon?
Yes, sir. And you know what? We got another super chat to get to first, and I already see the mailbag questions littering in. And I see you, the West Michigan, in the chat, $5 super chat, and right now he holds the number 2 spot. I see the crown right next to your avatar as our number 2 top fan. He says, Andre Carter, the second, is a defensive end as of today. The Lions signed him to the practice squad. He says, I'm excited about this kid. He is 6'6", 250 pounds. And he says, Braylon, you have one of the best shows. Hey, shout out to West Michigan.
Well, first of all, we appreciate you, man. It's not my show alone. Matt Shepard is a major part of what we do. So is Ricky, and so is Kool-Aid and all the people in the back. But I appreciate that. Thank you. We hope you keep listening, and I hope you keep watching it.
That's cool.
100%.
We really appreciate it.
that.
Do you like that Carter pickup? Yeah.
It's one of those things where, sure, it'll help in practice. It'll help, it adds depth. It adds another rush in. But, no. Until you're talking about seeing somebody on the field or knowing somebody is coming in, the Lions brought in to give you a certain amount of, that's when I will get excited.
Okay.
So, no, we'll see. Maybe it pans out, but it's not exciting me now. Maybe it excites you in November when he comes out there and he has 2 sacks. And you're like, oh, man, this is a good move.
Yeah, the statistics, the body physique that he has.
6'6" is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can tell you this, folks. One of the most physically, the specimen of Alonzo Spellman was unbelievable.
Ooh, Chicago?
That dude, and came to Detroit.
Yeah, that's right.
He come to Detroit.
Yeah.
That dude was built like you would not believe. How effective was he? Not for Detroit as much. I
got a random story for you. Speaking of
walking down Grand River, are you going to talk about walking down Grand River?
Say Pat Swilling.
Oh, Pat Swilling, yeah.
But I'm saying, in terms of when he came to Detroit, it was
yeah.
You mentioned Alonzo Spellman, got me thinking about Chicago Bears defensive lineman, got me thinking about Richard Dent's story. So
Richard Dent.
So I was talking to my dad. This is some years ago, and I was like, "Yo, pops, we watched." Because I was watching the 80, that's what it was. I was watching the Monsters of the Midway, the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this, and I'm watching Richard Dent. And the more Richard Dent is talking, I'm listening. I'm like, man, I recognize that voice. I said, I'm like, I know it's Richard Dent, but I recognize the voice. And then a movie popped in my head. The Friday the 13th, when Jason Takes Manhattan, okay? So this is when he's on a boat for half the movie, killing everybody, and then they ended up in New York, and he hunts down the rest of the passengers. I don't know how I remember all that because I only seen it twice. But that movie popped in my head, and I'm like, I remember watching this movie at somebody's house when I had to be 11 or 12. I hit Dad up. My dad was like, did we ever watch the movie at somebody? He said, man, it's Richard Dent's house.
You were watching?
I was watching at Richard Dent's house.
No way.
Dad's a friend. Yeah, I was 10 at the time, but I'm telling you, the memory is evaded
That's hilarious.
That is awesome.
So we were watching, like, we came in town, we went to Richard Dent's house, we hung out, and they were watching Friday the 13th, the Jason Takes Manhattan. So I watched Jason Takes Manhattan with Richard Dent back like 93, 94.
That is a great story. And 85, by the way, and he was part of arguably the greatest defense of all time. Yeah. Okay, I don't like to give Chicago too much credit, but he had.
It's the only thing they've ever done.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I don't
want to get too nitpicky.
Walter Payton, Mike Dicker. I got it.
Michael Jordan.
Anyway,
85. Just the Bears. I'm sorry. 17 sacks that year.
Yeah.
7 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
And a pick 6.
Yeah.
For a defensive end. He was a bad man. I mean, that defense, Gary Fensick is a safety, had the guys up front. Mike Singletary was an absolute baller. Loved him too.
Is Richard Dent the best on that defense? Or is it Mike?
I side
or are you torn?
I side with Singletary, but Wilbur Marshall was a really good linebacker.
Other side linebacker. Yeah,
he was a really good linebacker.
He's a will linebacker. Yeah. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, just phenomenal players on the defensive side, and I know Refrigerator Perry gets a lot of love there. Speaking of Clemson, but the real fullback was Matt Suhey, Penn State. Matt Suhey was the fullback for Walter Payton.
Hideki?
Hideki Suhey, yeah. Who would have guessed back in '85? Anything else from the chat?
I think I found Braylon's burner account. He wasn't too moved by the Andre Carter signing to the practice squad. I'm salty, says Mailbag. Why do we keep signing wheat bread and Andre Carter instead of actual proven players this year? Why?
But I'm telling you like this. This is real. I'm not joking about this. There's a level in which there's a level in which Dan Campbell practices, and this has come up multiple times. It comes up a lot in terms of all the injuries. Do they practice too hard, and do they practice too hard for the length of the season? You see all these bodies come in, and I've been on teams where you get after it. Yeah. You need bodies to make it through the season, because on Wednesday you will be tackling, you will be hitting. It just is what it is. And for the early part of the season on Thursdays, you'll be doing the same. And you got to have those bodies on the show teams, because your third wide receiver, you don't want to send him over there to give Terry Arnold a look at wide receiver. I mean, at wide receiver. You don't want to send him over there, DJ Reed, and now he's taking all these extra reps. Yeah. And now Isaac Tesla in the game, you want to run a go route, you want to do this, but he's got a nagging this because he's taking extra reps on your scout team. So a lot of times it's bodies so you can make it through a season.
Tim Patrick had a problem with it. He admitted it. He said, I had to get used to how physical these practices really are. That might have been a strike against him. I'm not sure. I think it was more of Isaac Tesla coming up instead of Tim Patrick going down. But either way, I mean, it is something that guys have had to get used to. Somebody in the mailbag said, Shep, are the Red Wings going to make the playoffs?
That was next.
I would guess no. And the reason I guess no is because I think they play in the hardest division in the National Hockey League. When you have Toronto and you have Tampa and you have the defending Stanley Cup champions, 2-time Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, they've been there 3 years in a row. Ottawa's better. Montreal's better. They're also younger. I don't see how Detroit made enough improvement in the offseason. I don't care if they're better than Buffalo or Boston. I'm talking about the other ones. Right? So that's a hard division.
How much is that? Very true. What is Steve Yzerman's part or portion in that? Because this is now, if he doesn't make the which he probably will not, this would be 8 years now that he hasn't made the postseason?
8 years for him, 9 years overall. If it's this year, it'll be 10 years, 9 years for him.
What does that look like? Like, what's Yzerman's portion and what's the conversation?
Yeah, my complaint he's gotten some free agents and he signed them to 5, which would be considered a long-term deal, 5-year deals, and it was too much money. And he hasn't found the right goalie. Now, hopefully he has with Jonathan Gibson. So that could be a big difference maker. But they haven't addressed their scoring like I thought they should, and I worry about their first pair defense.
Okay, fair enough.
My 2 cents. Thank you for the super chats, and thank you for the mailbag. Ricky,
what's up?
You're off to big things. We know that. We wish you nothing but the greatest because you're a dear friend of ours. Where can people find you moving forward?
Social media at It's Ricky Burns, ITSRICKYBURNS. I'm on your radio, 105.1 A Bounce, 3 to 7. Yes, right now I'm on your radio. It's double duty. So we do. Shout out to Jay Towers.
How did you
That's
do
where I learned
that?
it from.
How did you do that?
Same way Jay Towers does it.
He's the man.
It's called
same way Jay Towers does it.
It's called record.
No, people don't know about all that. But I'm not going to say goodbye because I most likely will end up right back here at Woodward Sports. I love being here, man. I love being here. So, Y'all see me around. And I think I'm still the official DJ at Woodward Sports, too. Me and Stick work
there
that
we
out
go.
right from the start.
There we go.
You do any events, I'll be the one DJing.
Is there anybody who hits that bell better than Ricky at the right time?
It's always at the right time.
He's perfect with that, man. Perfect with it.
Speaking of the right time, hey, look, man, I don't know how many of you guys are Taco Bell fans. I'm a Taco Bell guy.
Wait a minute. Are you serious? You eat that stuff?
No, I don't eat it anymore.
He eats a salad every day.
I'm with Shep.
Yeah, no. I don't eat Taco Bell anymore, okay? But once every 3 months. Like, I have a back down memory lane, which I will DoorDash or I'll pull up and eat in the car. So
Mexican pizza.
People at the house. But hear me out. September 9th, thank you. September 9th, they're going back to the Y2K menu. So this is a little nostalgia for all you guys. I'm just saying. They got the Dorito, they got the Cool Ranch Dorito Locos Taco. They got the chili cheese burrito. The double decker taco is coming back. The caramel apple empanada is coming back, and so is the 7-layer burrito. Now I know they're no sponsor, but I'm just putting you on game, man. Just letting you know, Taco Bell they about to return back to Y2K for a second.
Freddie Frell says I eat Taco Bell every day.
There we go.
That's wild.
Hey, Taco Bell. If we did top 5,
I'm not going on a long trip with him. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not.
If we did top 5 like fast food chains of your life, because not now, no one goes. Well, we don't go now, but of your life, Taco Bell would be ahead of McDonald's 100%. For me.
100%.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Would you consider a Coney fast food?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
Okay. It's pretty tough to beat that for me.
Coney Islands have drive-thrus and have had drive-thrus since the 80s.
I don't think I've ever been to a Coney Island that's had a drive-thru.
You gotta go to the hood.
Hey, you gotta go to the east side.
They all over Flint. They all over.
I don't even stop at red lights for Flint, so I'm not stopping at Taco Bell.
Smart man.
Okay.
Smart man.
All you gotta do is start at 8 Mile and Telegraph and take 8 Mile all the way down to Gratiot. You'll see plenty of them.
Yeah, plenty of them.
I just rode 8 Mile.
In between the dispensaries and strip clubs. Dispensary, strip club, Coney. Dispensary, strip club.
That's why I see Tom Mazaway.
Tell me about the liquor store, the corner store.
No, that's actually gotten replaced. Like the check and cashing / liquor store has gotten replaced by the dispensary.
By the dispensary, yeah.
They all over.
That's all over.
I still got friends in jail for weed.
That's why that part.
But now it's legal.
That part, ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense, does it?
The biggest gangsters of all time, the American government. Cheese and Louis.
And last thing for fast food, Whataburger. Phenomenal stuff.
Houston.
Oh my God.
Houston.
Like I'll cross 4 lanes and jump the curb to get to a Whataburger.
It's like that.
Really?
We passed one on our last trip.
If you passed it, you missed out.
You messed up.
It's it. It is the real deal.
I haven't tried it. I gotta try it.
Okay. Well, see, you learned something new today.
There we go.
That's the place to go. We love you, man. Thank you for being
Love
here.
you guys too, man.
You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching the Braylon Edwards Show. We're back with you Tuesday. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody.
If you got a job.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep,
Bar looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.